All right. Sister Deborah. Let me kind of do a little bit. All right. All right. All right. Shalom. Shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, Ahia has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Today is for you to ask questions if you want, if you happen to have a question or two or three, and you want to ask Sister Deborah a question, I'm here. The only thing is that I might be able to answer it or I might not. We'll just see. Okay. So you all can shoot. Anyone have any question? Or maybe you might have an answer that you can put out. Something that we need to hear. Or so if anyone in the live chat, if you have any questions or if you have something you would like to ask, go right ahead. Are the 144 only men, or they men, they men and women? They both. They're both. Yes, they are both. I believe it's going to be the majority women. The majority women. See, let me explain to you. Do you remember when Ahiah was dealing with Ezekiel and he was telling him about those dry bones? Can those dry bones live? And Ezekiel was wondering, why is he asking me? He know that they can if that's what he want. But Ezekiel was saying, "Thou knoweth." You know, he knew the Father knew that they could live. And let me show you why I say it's going to be majority women. So when Ezekiel said that, he was telling him that I know that you know that these here bones can live. So when he asked Ezekiel, Ezekiel said, "Thou knoweth." In the sense, Father, you already know if they can live or not. So he began to tell Ezekiel to prophesy to the bones. Okay. Those are the army. Those are the multitude of men. He's going to do it twice. There's going to be a multitude of men that he's going to transport to, to the promised land. Oh, it's going to be a lot of them. Men, not women, men. Okay. So that's where those dry bones gonna come up. Okay. And that's where they are going. They're going over to the promised land. Y'all already said it. And it's in Ezekiel, I think it's 37, where he's the whole chapter Ezekiel chapter 37, where he was talking about the multitude of men. And see, when y'all say a multitude, you know that's got to be a lot of men. You see, so listen to this. But when you go to Isaiah, you notice he killed off the men of this day. I don't know if you know that or not. Oh yes. And that's why they confuse, and they are really confused because they got people who want it to be one way, because they want it to be one way and they don't want it to be Yah's way. You know, in Isaiah chapter 3, he said women would rule and children would be our oppressor. Okay. We have to, whether we like it or not, I don't like the idea of children being my oppressor, but my father said it. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But salute it, Father, let your will be done. So as you go on in Isaiah chapter 3, you hear the Most High saying that, and your men. What you mean, my men? Our men. He said, and thy men. So who are you thinking? Let me go there. In Isaiah chapter 3, he said, listen to this here. This is where you know it's majority women. And I think I think the tribe of Judah just been misled. I really do. In Isaiah chapter 3, he said in verse 24, after he's purging us, women, okay? He say, and thy men, men, shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. You see? And at that time, that's when we really go fall out and start crying and moaning and going through. But then he came right back into verse chapter 4 after Isaiah 3, telling us he gonna destroy our men. Now, who are these men that he's gonna destroy? Our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, our brothers, our husbands. He's going to destroy them. So this is where they thinking that, oh, we finna get 7 women to 1 man. Man, they didn't understand when he went into chapter 4, he said, and in that day, what day is that? The day that he's going to destroy the men. See, that's why I say it's sad that they can't grip it. It's nowhere, no spirit to warn them. There's nobody. Y'all ain't gonna let them warn them, because in Deuteronomy 28, he said, until they are destroyed. He meant that. That was the end game of Deuteronomy 28. So here in Isaiah, he's even said that how are they going to be destroyed? They're going to fall by the sword and the mighty men in the war. So he letting you know. But then he turned around and said, and our gates shall lament and moan, and she being desolated shall set upon the ground. Because it's going to be blowing us up. We ain't gonna be able to. It's just gonna be so much for us when they come back and tell you your father and your brother and your uncle, your dad, and everybody is gone. You see, we're gonna be on the ground boo-hooing, and I can see that. Okay, but then he went and he said, and in that day when this happened, you hear me, Deborah? In that day when this happened, 7 women will 7 women shall take a hold of 1 man, saying, we will eat our bread and wear our own pearls. Only let us be called by thy name. Why are these women? Why is it showing you 7 women to 1 man? Because you got to go back up the verse where they destroyed all other men. You see what I'm saying? You see how it's sad that the men thinking they getting ready to get 7 women to 1 man. They finna have a good time. They don't understand you gonna be gone, baby. Now that 1 man, he's gonna be living, but that's not what the 7 women are talking about. They're saying, because after in verse 4, Yah purged the daughters of Zion. He purged you. I know he done it already, because I even got the burning in the crown of my head. I already know it. I know that he has done it. You see? So what is actually happening is that shows you that there's going to be more women. You see? There's women that's going to be surviving not surviving, but it's who Yah is going to take over to the promised land. See? And they thinking it's going to be all men, but baby, they just don't know. No, it's not. It's going to be women and men. Now listen to this. And he said, and the women said, just let us be called by thy name. Guess what name that is? Holy. Holy. Because if a man survived, okay, that day, after it says he would die by the sword, and he would die by the sword, and by the mighty war, our men would die. He's telling the women that. See, this is what we have to learn when he's talking to us as females. We need to get in this book and learn when the Father is talking direct to us. Then we'll find out that all this stuff these men are talking has always been a lie. Because we'll feel him telling us, this is what I said. Here's one right here. He said, thy men. Wait a minute, you ain't talking to the men because they dead. So who are you talking when you said thy men? You're talking to us. That's our sons. Okay? Our brothers, our uncles, our fathers, and our husbands. They died by the sword. Now, all of them not going to die, but it's going to, majority of them going to die to the point where you're going to have 7 women to 1 man. And that not saying a relationship or a marriage or to come together. No, she's saying, wait a minute, for you to be able to come out of this after he done took the lives of all these men, we are coming out as well. He's purged us. And when he purged us, guess what he gonna call us? Holy. So they're saying, if this man is alive, I want to be called that same name you gave him, Father, y'all. I want to have that name. That's why she said she ain't talking about nothing else. She's talking about spiritual. I want that name. And he already said in here in chapter Isaiah 4, you're going to be called holy, daughters of Zion. See? So they're thinking by him being the only one, when they see these men, these few men still living, they know that they holy. They already know. That's what they said. That name holy is what we want to be called. And then the Most High said to them, and thou shalt be called holy, daughters of Zion. So I thought that was beautiful. But back to the question you asked. It will be the majority of female that's going to transition over to the promised land, okay? You're going to have males, because you see where he said, letting the women know. That was trying to get you all to know the majority of you all going to survive. You all are going to be the survivor. See, it ain't important that it's male or female. It's important that he keep the word by taking them back over to the promised land, like he said. Now, when we tell you why it don't matter, let me tell you why. The reason why it don't matter, why is he gonna raise up them dry bones and take them over there? See, y'all, what I'm gonna give y'all a secret. Y'all have already fulfilled that. That's just his heart of who he is gonna do it again. He already fulfilled that. He been fulfilled that when he gave. Remember when they came out of Egypt and they was in the wilderness, and he said that he was taking them to the promised land, flowing with milk and honey. Did not he do that? Did not he fulfill that, Abraham? Did not he do it? He did it. But just because we got over there acting a monkey, and the men were murdering each other. Y'all didn't know they did. Yes, they were. That's why it's no surprise to nobody here, because they act as if it's the norm. But it's so surprising to me because the Father showed me. He had to show me because I was losing it. Hey, Father, you don't see what them people doing? Did you call your people? He said, Deborah, look here. That's why they got put out their promised land. So he fulfilled the promise to Abraham already. What he gonna do this time is for his will. You know, it's just really, when it all boiled down, it's his will, how he summed everything up. See, and we run around here saying he's fulfilling the what he promised Abraham. He already fulfilled that. He gave us land flowing with milk and honey, and today it would be the richest land on the face of the earth if we were still over there. We would be the richest too. You see, but because of what we did, that's why we end up where we at today. Okay, so, and it ain't not like he didn't know that, but look what he did. He still fulfilled Abraham's word by allowing us to go to the land floating with milk and honey. And another thing you all did not know, each tribe had their own city. But y'all didn't know that, did you? Do you know what that city was like? Each tribe had their own city. Okay, So just imagine they didn't have, they wasn't in need for nothing. Just imagine that. The Most High was overseeing them and everything, brought them to that land. This is the land that he gave out of his own heart, spiritual heart. And we got over there doing the same thing we doing in this land, because it says, I'm gonna send you all to the land that's like unto the ways that you conduct yourself on the land that I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and I had to remove you all. So he brought us to this. We thinking they bad, but guess what? We rapping side by side with them. Said the Most High, Ahia in Ezekiel 36. Read it. Okay, so that was a good one there. I kind of said too much, but yes, that's why I was saying to you women, surrender to the Most High Yah, wait on him, trust him, let him lead and guide you, because he's all about doing what he say and saying, and he's making sure oh, let me cut this phone down. He's about doing what he said he's going to do, and that's what's all important, is that his word is about what he say, because everything is created for him. We need to get out of this thing thinking everything is created for us. But when you ask that question, that's a really good one, because if you leave it up to these men teaching, they ain't found out that they're gonna be destroyed. They haven't. You know why they didn't? Because they so eager to look forward to, and they drilled this in the heads of these males, that you're gonna have 7 wives to 1 man. But they lied to them, because all they had to do is go down one scripture, one scripture, the second scripture, the third scripture. By the time they hit the 4th one, it'll bust everything they said out of socket. But they didn't do that. And if they wanted to, all they had to do is go up 2 more scriptures upwards, and they'll see where he said, and you're gonna die by the sword, and your mighty men, those think that they tough and bad, I'm gonna show you how bad you are. You're gonna die in the war. That's what a higher is going to do. See, why they doing all the things that they doing? That's why I say don't get caught up on these messages on this devil platform. Let these men have their way. Let them do what they're going to do. Y'all already got a place for them. And believe it or not, it's in that grave. Now, I believe that those dry bones is really men that fought with David in the war. I really do. It is a lot. It's going to be a lot of them, y'all. It's women, a lot of them, and everybody is not going to be caught up in all this crap they in today. Oh no! This is Yah's doing. They're not going to be caught up in what they're caught up in today. So I'm gonna go to the next question. Let me see. Oh no, they're included. Don't let nobody tell you, because I'm gonna tell you something, baby. You'd be surprised who women are in Yah. Just imagine, have you ever wondered why is it he wouldn't let them carry their own darn seed? Why didn't they have the child? You see, it's a lot of things you have to see who he is in you. In Genesis, when he created him, guess what? He said, I didn't create him, Deborah, I create them. Well, guess what the mystery is? When we tell you the mystery in that, and this is what I'm saying. And if they missed that mystery, they'd have missed everything. The mystery was he created both of them the same time. When he created one, he created 2. And he said it in Genesis. What was going on in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2? Do you know what was going on in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2? There was no sin. No sin. You see? The Garden of Eden had not been created as the force placing Adam there. See, and when he placed Adam there, he placed Eve. Why? Because when he said, see, the mystery is right here. I'm going to show you where the mystery, and it's kind of sad because they ain't going to show you this, baby, and I'm sorry. The mystery rests right here. Watch this here. In verse 27. And Yah created man in his own image. So what kind of image is Yah? He's a spirit. So what did he give man? A spirit. You see, that's the image that's like unto Yah. So he gave man his own, in his own image. He gave man and woman. And how we're going to find out? In the image of Yah created he, him, in him, male and female created them. When that was spoken, there was no sin. There was no garden of the tree of good and evil present. See the difference? So all this crap they talking about now, sin was on the scene. That's why they talk this crap. But Yah said, Deborah, stick to what I said. Satan wasn't allowed to come intervene on this. I said it the way I meant it. That's why I say, even for him to leave his mother, because he gonna need her. You would think the weak link will leave hers to come to him because he would be the strongest. No. He gonna have to leave his mother and father and cleave to her. Y'all missed it again. See, it's a lot of things he is saying, and he have said. He's not coming back to correct it in you. He don't owe us nothing else. He don't have to come and explain it to us. If we want to continue to let these people explain it to us, you go right ahead. You got this one Pastor Dow said, women wasn't created in the image of Yah. You's a fool, and you is a fool. Because when he spoke this, there was no sin. Anytime after they had sinned, you can't take everything that you read to be true. That's why we needed the Ruach, because he's the true teacher. He's coming and say, okay, I'll tell you what. They want to tamper with it. They want to smear it. Now, get me, Terry, wait for me and let me come in you and teach you all things. But I'm going to tell you one thing in the midst of me teaching you. Put your trust in no man. Maybe one or two. No man. Maybe my husband and my father. No man. If you want to trust him with $1 million, y'all say, I don't have no problem. But when it come down to spirit and truth, you better get it from me. Because once I laid ground, guess what? It wasn't nothing but 2 chapters later, sin had hit the scene. Satan cutting up from the floor. So therefore, they cannot come back to Genesis 1 and try to erase that or change that. When he said he created him male and female, created he them. It was over. It didn't matter if Adam was the first one. He wasn't the first one. They were the first one. Because he said he created him, male and female created them. See, they can't even move with that. But they can manipulate people who so vulnerable. I guess the word is so easy to be misled. And everybody just wanted the truth. That's just it. Everybody wants to hear the truth. Everybody want to know the truth. Everyone want to feel the truth. Everybody want to be about the truth. But the truth don't rest in no man nor no woman. So don't think that Sister Deborah and no man and no other body is all that and something. Don't put your trust in us. We some ugly people. I don't care if they are titled prophetess, prophet, evangelist, teacher, pastor, priest. Don't you dare. He said, trust no man. You better not trust it. That means man and woman. So when anybody ever tell you, oh, they created Adam first, use a lie from the pit of hell, use a lie from the pit of hell, use a lie from the pit of hell. That's why he didn't need nothing to create her from him outside of a rib. Because she was already in him. And why is it y'all had to bring her to him? Because he had to give her what she needed that he couldn't provide. Why? He said, Deborah, when I say I created her, when I looked and I saw Adam, I said, hold up. This ain't good here. Everything was good until he saw Adam. But I said to the father, I said, well, why didn't you say that when you created him? Why is it you waited till you put him in the garden? And now it's wait a minute, hold up. This ain't good. He said, because everything was finished and he created the animals after he said, this is not good that man shall be alone. Did he create Eve right then and there? No. He let you know. I still turned around, Deborah, and I created the animals and brought them to Adam to see what he would name them. You see? Then he waited. He saved the best for last. He saved the best for last. And who was that? Woman. You know why? Man cannot, it's not good that he be alone because he can't do nothing for the most high, a higher alone. Man can't do nothing for the most high, a higher alone. Why? If that was the case, why was they looking for that virgin? Why was they looking for a virgin to have Christ? Wait a minute. Let man have him. You see? Let man have Christ. That's not the Father's will. He know what he got together. He created her. And then he turned around and said, the man leave his mother and he cleave to her. Why? Because she already got what it takes. He just needs to cleave to her. That third, they overlooked that too. Why is it you leaving and cleaving to her instead of she leaving and cleaving to you? If you're supposed to be all that and some, you the ruler, you the king, you the leader, but you got to leave your mother and father and cleave to her instead of her coming cleaving to you. Look like somebody needed somebody else. Think of that. Guess why, y'all? Because the Most High, a higher knew that the only way that his will start, he didn't let sin stop his will. But one thing he said, wait a minute, something wrong. It ain't good that man shall be alone. Hold up. Let me create his helpmeet. Why? To meet my will 100. They so ignorant, they can't catch it. They can't get it. His will was met when woman was created. Y'all didn't know that, did you? She had to bring forth every human being that exists on the face of the earth. She had to bring it forth. You see what I'm saying? So could Adam have done it himself? No. Wait a minute. Hold up. But did not Mary do it? Woo! Did not Mary do it? Mary didn't have a man, but she brought forth the Son of Man. Think of that, y'all. Without a man. You see the worth of a woman? It's a reason why the Most High said it's so messed up from the floor up today. It's because the worth of who she is to a higher is really what Satan knows. Okay. So in here, it's never, don't let nobody ever. And then he began to go to Genesis 28. And he said, and bless them. Wait a minute. If she wasn't created, what are you saying? Bless them. Let me tell you something he showed me, which none of you all probably question these men. Watch this here. In verse 25, it says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, and Yah made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creeped upon the earth after his kind. And Yah saw that it was good. Okay, that was before he said, let us make man, and he made man in his image. That was before he even created Adam. It was spoken, y'all. Why? Because he was in the heavens first. It was already sealed in Yah. It was already in heaven. Then it had to be spoken. Then the power had to see it through, bring it forth. You see? Now, you go back over here to verse 19, chapter 2, and verse 19. Now you hear it said, and out of the ground a higher formed every beast. Hold up, Father Yah. Hold up, Father Yah. Didn't you say you created them in 25? So how in in chapter 2, in verse 19, you saying here, you created them then. It's because what you were hearing in chapter 1 was what was in heavens being spoken on the earth. Okay? It hadn't been created yet. It was being spoken. Okay? And the power was to perform each and everything after it was spoken. After it was spoken. Heavens first, he spoke it second, and then his power seen it through that everything was created. You see? Okay, somebody else had a question. I know I just talked myself crazy. Didn't I? Didn't I just talk myself crazy? Didn't I just talk myself crazy? Didn't I? Anybody else have a question? Or did I miss something? I might have missed something. Let me say this to you all. If you all really get to know Ahia, and when you get to know him for who he is, and you see, you'll say, Father, they've been lying all this. Father, you mean you'd be surprised the things that they have flipped all backwards and didn't even say it the way he said it, didn't teach it and didn't preach it the way he spoke it. Oh yes, no, everybody that has faith is the substance of things unseen and the evidence. Faith is not something that you have of your own. It is a spirit that Yah give you. Faith. That's why we have to understand it's nothing we have of our own. Everything we have is what he has given us. And guess what? Yes. He already let you know. If you go back to it, he say, there's going to be 5 in the house, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. He's letting you know light and dark is going to be in your house. And he's saying to you, I know that already. I know that already, to the point I'm prophesying to you all that there's going to be 2 on this side and 3 on this side. There are going to be 5 in the house, 3 on one side and 2 on one another. They're going to be against each other. Why? Because you're going to be battling light and dark. Okay. So in the household, yes, men is going to make it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not going to make it to the promised land, because when she went on to say 7 women to one man, he was trying to give you an idea, women, that you are going to outlive them, because you're going to be the one that he's going to clean up and take over. Now they're going to, but you got to think, he says a small remnant, but in that remnant, it's going to be men too. But I believe majority of them going to be women, females. Let's put it like that. And yes, people can't. Yah is not going to forsake people who believe in him, who turn and trust in him. And no, he's not like that. No. Okay, thank you. Yes, it's going to be somebody, I think, out of every household. But I'm going to tell you something. That's really sad is when you hear our people teach this thing, this 144, they don't even understand. 144,000. That's not, baby, that's barely 2%, if not 1, of the tribe of Judah alone. That's not many. Because you're going 12 from each tribe, it adds up to be 144. Okay. Now, if you say 12,000 out of the tribe of Judah, that's like 1%, baby. That is really low. So you got to understand the small remnant in which he speaks of. Oh yeah, that's going over to the promised land. To me, I'm looking for the New Jerusalem. You mean you're the only one that didn't? Oh, wow. Wow. That's wonderful. But it's just the idea. What's sad is all of them decided to take of it. You say it's happening in your family. What's happening now in my family? Can you share that with us? Yes, that's true. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. When he moved. Oh, yes. But yep, it's going to be it's going to be, and you know what? I just can't, me, I know y'all said this lady, no, she crazy, but you know what? I'm not too excited about going to no promised land. You know, I'm not too excited. I want to see the New Jerusalem. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Street painted in gold. Come on now. You know what? You can definitely tell how he feel about us, though, y'all. You can definitely tell how the Most High feel about us, cause all that grace and mercy. Just think of that. Just get it. No matter what we have done, he's still pouring out grace and mercy. No matter what nobody done, he's still pouring out grace and mercy, even to today. Oh no. Okay. I was saying, was he saying all household? Was he saying all households going to what? Be divided? I think I really can't answer that, because I wouldn't dare say that, because you might have a household where there's just one child and a husband and a wife, but only he knows that answer. It's beautiful. End times, yes, it's amazing. The new heavens, yes, hallelujah. So one said, "Oh no, 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 no." Oh no, 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 no. He's called the most high, a higher have already told them that it's going to be in the four corners of the world. Four corners is where the angels are coming to seal those who are uh connected to the 144. And you best bet when they head near Africa, I cannot see it being very many. It's so much going on in Africa. People really make Africa really something. But you know what? If y'all got he not only do he have he is in Africa, he have them on the four corners. That means all over we are scattered. Okay, but he told the angels to don't touch nothing until he seal his. They had to seal y'all's. Okay, and I don't think that they're orphanage children, boys from the 12 tribes in Africa. Oh no, no, Africa. That's one of the biggest, I think, false. Because I'm gonna tell you, as a little girl, I used to watch Africa on television all the time, and I really believe people ideal of Africa as a continent. They really don't understand the demonic spirits and the witchcraft and voodoo and all kind of spirits that's crying from the grave in that place. And people bypass that. A lot of people bypass it, and they don't even understand that there's a lot of things took place back in Africa. Africa allowed the heathens. to destroy many people. You know, ditch out. You know, this Ebola. Remember, there were 3,000 that passed away in Africa. That Ebola, it was back in about 7 years ago, and then it came here to the United States. It was traveling. That was I think they first thing about trying to bring it over here to see the response over here. But what happened was 3,000 people in Africa, because Africa opens, the people there open themselves up to any and everything wicked. They look at the white man as God. I'm serious. You see, they also, I just couldn't imagine how did they let them shoot them like that. And all of them had it and all of them died. 3,000. Y'all didn't know they did you about 7 years ago. Africa is known to be a place where they do their experiment. That's what they did. I believe they did that experiment for AIDS over in Africa. I'm telling y'all, this is the routine. Africa is always the guinea pig. Africa is the only, I remember when Africa had militaries that was killing women and children, their own people, in the name of the heathens. It's deep. It goes, they have taken food. I remember where their government was taking the food that every country was sending over there because the children, for the people, not just the children, people were starving. And guess what they was doing with the food, y'all? Taking the food from the people, and the people were starving by hundreds a day. And it's just sad. Yes, he sure is. He pours that grace and mercy out on us all the time. And it's just, I don't know how we bypass that. I really don't. How do we bypass that? Right now, if it was up to Satan and this elite wickedness, they would have wiped us out a long time ago, until y'all said, hold up. I got grace and mercy on this scene. Stand down. Stand down. You ain't gonna rumble that way. I got a wheel up in here. You just can't override my wheel. It don't go down like that. So you stand down. I'm gonna keep pouring out this grace and mercy. I'm telling you, at any time, it is a lot of voodoo in Africa, right? Black magic. You're right. Don't get on it. I started to say you can get on the internet and you can see, and you'll wonder, why would these people be doing the things that they be doing? They do sacrifice. They do so many. Woo! It's like it's their norm. And then you wonder why you see all these different deforms. A woman that might have 2 legs up here, or a child that might have 4 eyes up here. I'm serious. I am not. I'm telling y'all, it's all on the internet where they're interviewing these people. These people are like, and you wonder where's all that coming from. That's wicked and evil, voodoo and witchcraft, spells, like you said, black magic. They make money on magic, on black magic. Wow. Just sick. You're right. Very sick. They do all things to their babies and all kind of sick. And then they come up and they wonder, why is it like, just all these things you see. And people will say, well, Sister Deborah, you shouldn't talk like this. Look, what are when you see these things, this is not normal. This is not the way Yah designed people to come into the world. That's in the flesh. That's not how he designed them to come into the world. When you see people who don't have legs down here because they're up on their shoulder, or you see people with 4 eyes up here, come on now. It ain't no makeup or nothing. They talking to these people, and these people don't know. They can't even see out of those eyes. Don't tell me. Don't say it to me, because I remember being in this church, and I was with the prayer warriors, and we went into this one lady's house. She was like 60, and she had cancer. And she had cancer, but it was right underneath here, right under here. And we were there, and there was about 16 of us, the prayer warrior team. We went there and we just prayed and prayed. But did y'all know something that's really strange? And I still don't understand why did they ask for me. But as she was bedridden, she asked if I could come, and minister to her. And I was like, sure. I stayed all night. But when I got in there and I saw all those African statues all on the wall, I said, first of all, come down. All this needs to come down out of the house, period. They looked at me like I was crazy, but I told them I didn't hinder. And then let me tell y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I saw something I never seen in my life. Never in my life. This individual lady, just as sweet and humbled. They were playing all kind of gospel music and biblical words being read. And we were singing and praising the Most High. And y'all, they broke out with this little basket. And in this basket, it has this different kind of oil. So Annie, her younger sister, which was 58, said, Sister Deborah, this is what we put on it. And we got this here from Africa. She went over there and she got this from Africa. And what you do, you pour it in your hand and you rub on that. And I'm sitting here watching Annie, a beautiful person. Annie was her sister, her youngest sister, but she was 58 and Ida was 60. And she was a retired teacher. But when I saw what they were doing, and I saw this round thing, about this round under her arm, I said, why didn't you let them cut that off? Why didn't they cut that? That's not even, that should have been cut off long before it got to where it's at. Do you all know what got me is they wanted me to pour that oil in my hand that they got from Africa and rub it on that cancer tumor. First of all, I told them I don't deal with no Africa, nothing. Secondary, that thing had eyes. Oh, I'm wasting it. When I saw that, I said, oh my, you mean the old Father? Woo! I ain't never seen nothing like that. That thing looked at me like, hey, you better get over here and rub me. I am not kidding you all. I didn't go back to stay over there no more. Now, I went over there to help them and help her clean. But after that, no. And all this stuff. And I was telling Annie and her sister that you don't go to Africa. That's the last place you go. How is it you're going to be having biblical words read to you and you trusting in the Most High and you running over to Africa with their remedy and they all, and you don't even understand what they got in that mess. Oh, no. This knot she had two eyes. When she was laying down, her thing went here, and Annie went to rub that knot with that oil from Africa. I looked, and I was like, why didn't you get that thing cut off? They told me that I should. What? Wait a minute now, baby. That thing wasn't that size. When it was small, you should have had them. It's not even detached to your main body when it was small. Why did they let it? Because they was doing an experiment. They were experimenting on her, letting it grow. And I was like, shoot, I didn't go back over there and stay a night again, y'all. No. And I got in that car and I asked Father, y'all, what was that? And she died. I think it was like 2 weeks later. Don't mess with them. And they said to me, well, why you don't have the black men coming to my store? They said, Miss Deborah, why you don't have African things in here to show our culture? I said, that's that's where you from? That's where you from. That's not where I'm from. I don't go there. and I won't go. You know, and I said, I don't have that in here, and I don't, y'all. And I won't, because I know what you don't know what you buy and what type of black magic and voodoo, and not all of it. Don't get me wrong, all of African stuff is not like that, but I wouldn't dare bring any of that home to my family. Never, ever, never. What you say? It says Satan can't cast out Satan. He sure can't. And that's what I told them. Oh, they did it. They moved that night. They got them all down. So y'all can't do that. And her sister that had the cancer, she said, "Oh, Sister Deborah, I didn't know. I didn't know. We went over there and we got all these different oils. And baby, if y'all don't save you, nothing from Africa will. Only one can deliver you is the most high, a higher, a higher. Don't go nowhere looking for a deliverer. I don't. I wouldn't. I'm too. I wouldn't mess with that stuff. That voodoo is real strong. Yeah. Do you think that? Now, let me ask y'all something. Are the women out there doing witchcraft for real? You seeing it a lot, but are they really doing that? And who are they trying to act? I guess who are they trying to do it on? When guess what I just heard? I just heard a Hebrew Israelite man and a Gentile white man seems to feel, because they left Pastor Dow's straightway. Someone had put a spell on them. They got sick, went to the emergency, both of them. That's what we said. Different times, but total different times. I think it was a year apart, but they both spoke about it. I was like, wow. But the women are practicing witchcraft. So you don't think you're supposed to light those? I light them, but I'm gonna tell you something else, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You're talking about the incense, and you light them, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The one I get from the flea market, it smells so good, so good. It do mess with your mind. I'm just gonna tell it like it is, because it was one way I just had to have it. It was like I just have to have that. So I myself haven't had it for about a month now, but I do know I was like, oh, I need this here. And I wasn't the type of person that used any of that. I always used the little wax cubes, but never used that. But I was trying to figure out, why is it so controlling? So you think it has something to do with, and that you I'm glad you said something about it, because honestly, I think it is something to that. I had to cut it off because I found myself getting addicted to where even when I get on the platform, I needed it. You know, it was like a must. I will go and buy a whole lot. They doing a lot of witchcrafting. What? No, no. Let me stop saying what. Because back here, my uncle married a lady. Her whole family still today in Arkansas, they still practice it. And it was said way back that that's what they did. My dad, my mother, and them all used to say they used to do a lot of that. A so-called minister was against me. Glad I cut her off. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And don't second guess yourself. When you in a situation and you something tell you, okay, just cut it out, cut it off, let it go. Oh wow. Hmm. Why do they have to do that? You know, my oldest daughter, and she, you know what though? I'm gonna tell y'all something. The father said in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, and in the whole chapter of Isaiah, how our children is going to be our oppressor. Now, just imagine, didn't we just have the heathens oppressing us and the Gentiles oppressing us for 400 years? You mean I'm going to have to birth my child, my children, and they're going to be my oppressor again? Yes. I told you you're going to be destroyed. That's the end game, Deborah. Deuteronomy 28 tell you that. Jeremiah tried to tell y'all. Isaac tried to tell y'all. Isaiah tried to tell y'all. Ezekiel. Oh, my goodness. You mean children is going to oppress. But guess what the key is, y'all? This is what I ain't got no sense. I don't care. I don't. I asked the father, I said, you got on here, and your children shall be thy oppressor. Hold up. Ain't nobody in the house but the woman. So what that's what they oppressing us because we the one got to do everything. Come on now. I mean, I'm talking about reality, y'all, when it all said and done. But that's what the word says. Children should be your oppressor. Didn't we just go? Didn't the heathen just oppress? Gentiles just oppressed us for 400 years? You mean we got to go through this? Yes. The end game, Deborah, the end game. See, nobody don't know about the end game. My daughter wants a snake. And the only reason why she wants the snake is because she know I'm totally against it. Anything I'm against, she jump on it. My oldest daughter, make sure she get involved in anything. If I say, no, don't do this, they jump straight on it. Oh, wow. Okay. That's when I was burning, when I'm reading the Bible or when I'm on live, that's when I burn, but I don't go, doing it as an active, but it's just honestly, it has some control. It do have something. And I believe because of what they mix certain potion before they make it. And I think when they came out with those oil, the little square oil, wax oil, you know what I'm saying? This smells really good. Even those. I I put I put that in my store and people cut up. Oh ma'am, please tell me what's that you got. It just got me feeling good. I'm like, so I think we might be missing something. It ain't the end of the world, but I think they put something in these things to trigger, to change, because it does. And I'm gonna be honest, it does. It changed your whole feeling. One of those wax scent can change your whole feeling. You know, it always every day I'm in my store. I always get different kind because and they melt, and the people, I get a kick out of people saying, oh, I feel so relaxed in here. Oh, it smells so good. And the men becoming, oh, Oh, it's just so nice. Could you give that to my wife? And it's just, so I do know, to be honest, that I believe that we might miss something. Yeah. Because it might be something in them things that really do something to the mind. Yeah, a lot of people are burning them. They say sage or something like that to burn off spirits. And to me, that's a form of witchcraft. I really do. So even me burning mines might be a form of witchcraft. So I better stop. I needed to, because honestly, it came to me probably 3 times in the last 6 months. Why are you buying those? You ain't never bought those. And I'm like, oh, I just like how they make me feel. It don't change no situation. It's just something it does to make you feel. You smelling it and it just does something. So that there is a form of witchcraft, believe it or not. So me myself, I think I'm gonna have to back out of that. Yeah, it smells good. It smells good. Yeah, the way I get them from the flea market, where it's this one lady, she sell like 100 different kind of the ones you burn, the long incense, and I get the wax from Walmart. Your oldest son like that? Oh yeah, they make your house smell real good. It does. But when you're able to only thing, I'm just that individual that know that it does it anything that becomes an addiction and changes the way you feel. See, something that you burn, or uh, incense, or even the wax, whatever you burn, it's for you either to smell good, kill odors. But when it began to mess with this up here, you know, to where, oh, I got to go get some, or I got to burn this here because this is, I want to burn this because I like the way it smell and how it make me feel. Anytime it begin to make you feel a certain way, then you need to step back. Yeah, you need to really step back, because that's big industry. What is it? Companies are making this stuff. They're not making it because we like the way it smell. Think they're not making it. They know what they are doing, and the people that comes into the store, they will tell you when they walk in there, their whole mood swing is it switches. So I do know that it's, and that's the little wax. I do know that it does change your mood swings. It change the way you feel. So anytime something like that is able to do that, that's something you need to be very cautious about. Oh yeah, some people say they give them a headache. Yep, some people say that. I've heard that. Yeah, I use them to make it smell good, but the ones that um, I have used the wax and the incense, the stick, the long thing, and honestly, it interferes with my thought pattern. And I'm gonna be honest, it interferes with it, and I've seen it, and I haven't purchased any in probably, it's been probably longer than a month, probably a month and a half. Yeah, would you say that's what Solomon said? If God gave it, just enjoy it. That's what Solomon was saying, because he said that's your portion. That's it. Yep, a lot of them use that sage, and and I'm show you how dumb I was. It's been a year now, understanding what they were doing with it and saying that's what they were warring off spirits, evil spirits. And I'm like, you're gonna do evil, you're gonna act evil, you're gonna speak evil, you're gonna do evil, but then you're gonna get something to war off evil. How you gonna get rid of yourself? I don't get it. Oh wow. Mm, yeah. But I hear a lot of people saying our women are practicing, and not just our women, but women are practicing witchcraft. And I'm like, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. There are perfume that gives people a headache. It's a lot of people who can't. Yep. Yeah, perfume is one also that as he saying dressing. I know that's right. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, turning different things. Pagans always turning what's good into evil. That's true. That happens. Sage in the dressing. Yeah, everything belongs to us. Amen. A lot of people do not. That's what you say. Mm. Oh, they did. They used to burn it to get rid of insects. Insects. It seemed to have turned corrupted. Corrupt. So that's where one was saying how they can turn something good into something evil. Isn't that something? Let me ask you something. Is it hard for you all? Just like Christmas. Is it hard for you all to witness to family members? Is it hard for you to speak regarding Yah, the Most High, Ahia? Is it hard for you to speak to your family members uh, regarding the Most High, Yah? Is it hard? Yep. Enjoy what our Heavenly Father has given us. Is it hard for you to uh, speak to your family members regarding the Most High? It is with you. Okay. What makes it hard? What makes it hard? I guess it does say that you will not be accepted as far as what you believe uh, when you believe in what is righteous. You know, your family is the main one that is hard to accept. Would you know that it's just too hard for them to accept? Okay, not on the same page. Okay. He said he suffered not a witch to live. Especially the elders. You know what? It has been very strange. My mother had 7 children, and me, my youngest sister, and my youngest brother, we were the younger one. And then there was the other 4 that were older than we were. Uh, I believe that I've learned that in the house, in a family, there is one that has the light. And a lot of times they make it hard for the one that has the light. But throughout my time that I have lived, and not just to my family, but to people, people take to hearing me. Now, do they agree or do they listen? Do they take what I say serious? I don't know. All I know is they give me their undivided attention and they never question what I say, even total strangers. Never. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere, y'all, and I can talk and I can have people listening. No one ever questioned. Around my family, I can talk to anybody. Yeah, we have a lot of times you find those that are elect being the black sheep because the family has put them in a black box. They feel comfortable with the individual being in the black box so that they can continue doing what they are doing. And long as they got somebody in the black box, it makes them feel special. Yeah, someone was just saying to the elders. So you saying even to the older ones. Wow. That's good. That's good. It's not hard. It no no it's not hard. Very good. Very good. That's good. That's good. Your family member don't want to hear it. Faith. They have no faith. Don't believe except with spiritual. Wow. The older ones, they are the worst ones. Wow. Say for instance, if I called up my oldest sister and my brother in California, and just say right now, if I called them up and I would talk, and you all will be, I'll be talking to them. You'll be saying they listening to you too, ain't they? They would no, they don't cutthroat. They don't nothing. They just listen. Okay, yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And I think of that because I said it's some people who want to go to their family and just share. And it's a sad thing. We can come together for anything and everything, but we can't come together in Yah. Isn't that strange? Say, for instance, this past I don't even know what it was. 3 weeks ago, they had I offered my children home over there to my sister because it's a pretty big place, and that they could have where all of the family members come and they can have the dinner and everything that they had. And when they come together, if David don't, if he's there sometimes, and even if he is not, out of all those people, they look for me to lead the prayer. You see what I'm saying? They automatically know, okay, Booby's going to do it. That's what they call me. Booby's going to do it. You see what I'm saying? So that there alone lets me know that they know who I am. Okay. They know who you are, even though they might have you in that black box, but they know you, they know who you are. Who said that? He's not going to put anyone. Wait a minute. Somebody said what? It is time to sit back and watch the Father word come to pass. You are so right. I agree. I agree. And that's what I was saying to the people. It is time to go strictly to the corner. When you go into the corner, you're throwing your hands up to the Most High Yah. You surrender. And you just in that corner, just turning your whole self over to him and say, I'm just in the corner. I can't go left. I can't go right. I can't back up and I can't go forward. But in you, I can go in all direction. Take me where you want me to go. Lead me and guide me. Because that's actually where we at today. We are, that is so true. That is so true. Just sit back. I know that. Now, see, let me back that. You got something else is on there. You said uh, uh, he won't put anyone to death that hasn't heard the truth. Okay, who hasn't heard the truth. See, this is the thing with me. A lot of people even say that for children. They say, is all the children going to the eternal heavens? I mean, heaven, the new heaven. Are all children, going to heaven because they haven't done anything, they haven't sinned, or they haven't. And a lot of people think, oh, when I remember working for Chrysler minivan here in Missouri in Fenton, and this one lady, when I was trying to witness to her, she said she didn't need to be witnessed to because she's a good person. Oh, I do good. I give here and I give here. I'm a good person, but I don't believe in a God because I'm naturally good. Okay. I don't get into conversation with somebody's mind that's there. Okay. But I will say this here. I am a student of the Ruach HaKodesh. I am taught from the wilderness. Okay. And I was not taught this as man and woman have received it. I was taught that something took place before the foundation of the world. After he taught me what took place before the foundation of the world, he ushered this in. And that was when I was 4 years old. So there is something that took place before the foundation of the world that has orchestrated everything from beginning to the end. Before there was, he had the blueprint. That's why he said heaven and heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word rests in him. You see, so when he came to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, guess what happened? That which was in him, he spoke out his word, and his power brought it forth. Okay, so he had it already in him, and he spoke it, and his power seeing it through. And because no one knew what let was in the book of Genesis chapter 1, when it came to let us let us now create man in our image. Yah image is a spirit. So who is this us? That's a spirit as well. That's his right hand, Christ. Okay, that's his power. That's his beloved, his only begotten. He only have one of them. That's his right hand, where his power. And if you listen to Yeshua, you'll hear him tell you, these things that I see me do is of my Father. Everything Yeshua did, he tried to direct us, our thoughts, our hearts, our minds, our strength to the Father. That's his whole mission, was trying to direct us to the Father, letting us know he's the Son of Man. I'm the Son of Man. He's the Son of Yah. We come in this one mission for the will of the Father. And everything he did, he wanted to let you all know that everything I'm doing, when you see me, you see the Father. Where is it? Where is he at? He's in the power, the signs and wonder. He's in the words I speak, and he's in the spirit. They came down with me so that I can sacrifice one thing. And what was that? Anybody in the live chat know what he came to do? What did he come to do? First, show us in the flesh. See, he couldn't come in the spirit. He had to come in the flesh to show us how to walk in that flesh. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, he was flesh. He was flesh. And Yah came down in that flesh as Emmanuel, meaning Yah with us. How many times did he send his prophets? And what they do to them? He said, hold up. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to send my right hand, my power, my beloved, my only begotten, with the sacrifice. Who do you think Yeshua was talking to when he was in Gethsemane? Take away this bitter cup. Wait a minute. Not my will. Thy will be done. You see, he was asking to take away something. But then he said, oh, no, not my will, thy will. He always tried to get us to understand that the Father was really separate from him. He was just coming to see him through the mission of the blood sacrifice. And he was coming to show us how to walk in the flesh, in righteous, in just. He did an excellent job. Yeshua did an excellent job showing us how to walk. Oh, yes. And that's why he was trying to get y'all to see that greater works shall y'all do. I must go back to the Father. But the greater works shall y'all do. Because he's going to send back something with you all. And when you receive his spirit, guess what? You shall have that same power I had. But your power is going to be able to do greater works. Where's the works at? Where are they? Because no one really took him serious, even into the 2022. Right now, it's many of you all have the power. You have the power. But you don't want to activate it because you don't have the strength to believe that it's really therein. See, you can't have the Ruach without the power. Sorry. You can't get the Ruach without the power. But you can compress the spirit that has the power by not activating it and using it out of what you believe is capable of doing. That's why nobody won't go to the hospitals and lay hands on the sick. That's why they're not going into the prison and open the prison doors. And the prison door means open these hearts of those who are in the prison. Open them up. He said, when I was sick, you didn't come visit me. I was in prison, you didn't come visit me. I was hungry, you didn't feed me. See, we forgot all about all that stuff. We don't care about none of that. But we want to say we worship him. You see? But how do you worship him when you ain't worship him the way he asks us to worship him? He laid everything straight out. He laid it all out. Even the angel said, What did they say when they went back? He separate the sheep from the goats. And he said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was sick, you visit me. When I was in prison, you visit. I'm like, they said, who they go? When did we do that? When did that happen? You see? He said, but when you done it unto the least of them, you have done it unto me. See, a lot of times because we are not focusing on things like that. You see, that example of what he was saying is because that's exactly what we're doing. We ain't focusing on the things that he told us to do, even though he said, you done it unto the least of them, you have done it unto me. If you have done it, a lot of them don't know that they're doing it. You see, because they haven't realized that the power is resting therein, and he that's in you is greater than he that is in the world. So when you get up there and I'm telling you that when I was hungry, you fed me. When did I feed you? See, you don't know. That's what they were saying. He's saying that that's how we gonna respond. When did I visit you in the prison? When did that happen? I was like, I cannot believe this is going on. Yes, Deborah, it's going on. Because they don't believe it now. So they ain't gonna believe it then. They're gonna be wondering, well, wait a minute, when did I feed you? See, they don't know. They really don't. He's saying it already based on how it's going to be judged. Those that's going to be judged, they still don't even know what they are to be doing. And when they do, they ain't recognizing it to be what he said we are to do. You see, because it's so much stuff being taught on these platforms, telling people you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to be this, you have to be this, you have to be this. Things that doesn't matter. Things mean nothing. A lot of it don't mean anything, to where we are so bombarded with everything that doesn't mean anything to the most high, a higher. They know what they're talking about. Wait a minute, my older family feels because younger. Oh, that the young people don't know what they're talking about. Where are ye faith? Okay. It was hard at first to minister to your or to speak to your family. It's vain and vax. It will be like that. You're right. It will. You love doing things to serve him. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hallelujah. 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 Deuteronomy 36. When you cross the Jordan River, say, Yah said, obey my command. Yes. And you know what? Uh, I think it would. I think we have a better route if, let's say, for instance, if 25 years ago they came up with We the People, okay, and if they would stay firm to what is truth and not switch, okay. Now, first of all, they always talk about Hebrew, and they even talk about Greek. But the thing about it is, I believe without a doubt what the Father shared with me. He said, Deborah, what I gave Adam in the garden was just instructions and direction. I think if we were to come to this newfound understanding of the Hebrew Israelites and the awakening, we should have use the words in its proper contents and not so much like an iron claw. Because when it's all said and done, Yah calls it instructions and direction. When you're dealing with commandments and laws, those are simply instructions and directions. And he say, is that not, Deborah, what I gave Adam in the garden? Why did I say to him, why did I give him instructions and directions? Why? Because that's what it is. When they came out with the Hebrew, the newfound awakening, it was in a newfound religion, Hebrew Israelite movement. Everybody came out with the law, the commandments, the law, the commandments. And I said, Father, why is it I'm hearing these men teach your commandment like an iron claw? Why? And that's when he taught me it's just simply instructions and directions. Because we don't want people to think that Yah commandments and his laws are like an iron claw and then clawing you with it. No, just look like any other thing. You go on a job, don't they give you an employee handbook? You go and join a church, what are they going to give you? The church, what is it that they're what they believe in? They're going to give you a book. Everywhere you go, they're going to hand you a book for something. Oh, yes. You go into the hospital, they're going to give you a little pamphlet about the hospital. Everything is built in life on instructions and directions. They're not going to give you laws and commandments. Yah said they turned it into law and commandments because they wanted to use it like an iron claw. You see? But it was supposed to be just simple instructions and directions. And it feels better. It feels like it's something you can do. Because you are created to follow instructions and directions. You see? So a lot of us don't know that when they start tampering with and adding other words, it makes everything kind of hard for people. When Yah say, okay, I'll give you an example. You remember when Yeshua came on the scene and they came to him saying about what Moses said that they can do, give a written decree. What did Yeshua say? Wait a minute. In the beginning, that was not so. See, he instant knew that even though Moses gave you that because of your wicked heart and your hardened heart, let me give you something. From the beginning, that was not true. See, and that's where we even at today. From the beginning, that is not true. It is not as hard as everybody tried to make it to be. Because I used to have an issue with people coming to me telling me, but at that church, they said we can do this, we can't do this, we have to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, we can't do this, do this. You're everybody, well, look at them, look at the church. They're giving you instructions and directions. You see? Instructions and direction. Why is it that when the most higher need us to follow his guideline, why do we take it into law and commandment? Command. And Yah said all it is simple instructions and direction. He said that's how simple it was for Adam. And he failed at it. So he's saying that if we can see him to be who he is, he's not hard. He's not harsh. And he's not at you anyway trying to force you to do something. Because if that was the case, why he's still pouring out grace and mercy? He's still just out, just up there, just woo, 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 woo. Here goes some picture, woo, all over the place. Heathens, Gentiles, the 12 tribes. He just pouring out grace and mercy everywhere. Satan get a little. Why do you say that, Deborah? Because if so, he would have been gone. So he even gets some grace and mercy. Because he would have been gone. He'd be in the lake of fire by now, wouldn't you think? So he even gets some grace and mercy. So that's how we need to see him. Way and beyond. That's why he said our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. And my old dried up butt come talking about, when if your thoughts are not my thoughts and your ways are not my ways, how can I get in your thoughts and your ways if I'm going to follow your will or your word? How do I get there? And I remember, I'll never forget, I was working for Salvation Army as a head cook at that time. And I was just 18 and I was in there putting all the food away and putting the dishes in the dish machine. And he said, you ask too many questions that man cannot answer. I'll take that to my grave, y'all. He said, you ask too many questions that man cannot answer. I shall teach you from this day forth. And I laughed. I can imagine what Sarah did when she laughed when he told her she was going to conceive. I mean, she was going to have a child. I laughed. It's a strange thing. They're not letting this here. They're not letting it come up. It's strange. I don't know why. That's good. That's good. That's good. He's working with you one-on-one. That's good. Okay. And it's that family that you try to help them to with whatever they need. Is that family you talking about? You're right. That is so right. That is so true. Listen to this. Because they all are unbelievers, but we believe we are believers, don't want to believe that they are truly unbelievers. That is true. That's true. That's true. Yep. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. I really believe that. Even though they said when he come, every knee gonna bow, every tongue gonna confess. What you would say and what you're saying that you're seeing is he's on his way, and people still going on as if he has blown the trumpet, or he hasn't set warning signs, and they just going on by their own business, paying no attention. But he's saying that I'm there. That's right. It's in you. There it is. There it is. You go to them. They might not have what you have. He said, you knock, you ask, and you seek. That's a relation that's between you and him, not your pastor, not your mom, your dad. That's between you and him. So when they get sick, you go to him first. That's why I tell my kids, I don't care what happened, no matter what goes on and what happened, you call on him. Would you believe that we have birthed every, I believe, just about every nation that exists on the face of the earth? Yes. Yep. Put us in stones. Hallelujah. The most higher truth of the matter. Yes, that would. Yes, it does. You see how simple you said that? Now, wasn't that simple for you to say that? Don't that sound so simple? And it sounds so to me, it sounds so caring. You know what I'm saying? It don't sound like command. It's just like it sounds like it's so caring. Just like when you go to job, they give you a employee handbook. You be so happy to receive it because they got the rules and the regulations and the payday and sick leave, everything in that book. You be excited. So with Yah, he give us instructions and direction. We need to be so excited about that. So when instead of when you saying people saying commandment and law, people ain't getting excited about commandments and laws. They run around here and telling you, oh, you got to keep the law. You got to keep the commandments. But guess what, baby? How can they tell you to keep what is living in you? If he's the creator of what they call the commandments, he is the commandments. And if he's living in you, he's greater than he that is in the world. So anything you need to be in you that needs to be upheld is held up by him. See, that's what they don't understand. And it's many verses telling them that. It's many. See, he's not telling you to accept him, Yeshua HaMashiach, and that the HaMashiach is the HaMashiach is the power. He's going to usher the Ruach HaKodesh into your bosom, which is Yah. His power is going to usher you, himself, into you. That's why they said in the day of Pentecost, the rushing, roaring wind, all that stuff, what it felt like, that's that power. Bringing that Ruach up in there. You see what I'm saying? So if he's that in you, and then he said he's going to teach you, he's in you. He's going to reveal things to you. It's in you. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show you things to come. Where? In you. Wait a minute. This thing that's in me is greater than he is in the world. So why is it I can't keep the commandments? You can't. You can't keep the commandments in the flesh. You can only keep it in the spirit where he abides in you. He's upholding it for you. He said it over and over and over. I'm going to hold you blameless. And you won't hear them teach you that because they don't want you to know that. Because why is he saying that? Why are you saying it to me, Father? Yeah. Because, Deborah, you know what took place before the foundation of the world. I predestined everything to be what it is because of what it was. See, so when we talk about is all the children going to heavens and all of this, wait a minute, hold up, let's back that thing back. Heaven knew of those children before they even came to the earth. Each and every last one he knew. How did he know? He had already in the heavens written the Lamb book of eternal life. So if the Lamb book of life is written in the heavens, then hold up, Father, yeah, hold up. What about people who haven't died and people who's coming and those little babies born and those babies that coming? If you already written it. See, we want to treat him like he's a man. He's above that. He's way in above that. He's above all that. See, that's going back to what Sister Deborah was telling y'all, being taught what took place before the foundation of the world. You see, when he sit and abide with you and teach you that, then you begin to understand what he mean when he said that which was, that which is, and that which shall be has already been. Why? Before the heaven and earth was created, all of it was in me. The Lamb Book of Life was already written before heaven and earth was created. So he already know who up in there. He already know before you kept the commandments. He already know. You see? Before you came out of your mother's womb, before your mom and dad met, he already know if you're going to the New Jerusalem. That's why it shows you. That's what Solomon was saying. He found out all this stuff was vain and vats. You know, all of this is vain and vats. And he was ministering to me 6 months ago pretty hard. You know, Deborah, don't get yourself caught up in all of this, thinking you're going to break this down and break this and tear this and tear this. When it all said and done, it's finished, Deborah. And I said, I know it's finished, because that's how he taught me. It was finished before it started. So where do I have to go? I got to go back. I got to go backwards to where it started and bring it down when I'm thinking and when I'm functioning. You see, because that's where it started. You see, say for instance, if I had an issue and I got sick, I don't look at the fact that, okay, here I am, I'm sick, and the doctor said I might have to have surgery. So on, okay, let's go. Come on, Father, y'all. What's going on? Why? Because I got to go back to where it was, not where it is. Hallelujah. I have to go back where it was, not where it is. You see? That's giving all the glory and the power back to where it belongs, and not trying to take it for myself and pretend it's something I can do, say, or think that'll change it all or to work this thing out. No. Because there have been times where I say, okay, I'm going to pray for this, and it don't come to pass. But I'm like, okay, but wait a minute. What you mean? You ain't gonna let me? I ain't gonna be able to do that. But didn't you say the wealth of the riches of the wealth of the rich is laid up for the righteous? Deborah, don't play that with me. Don't go there. See, he's taught me so much. Sometimes I can be silly and try him at his own word. But guess what? He'll try me at mine. Then I have to get somewhere and sit down. You see? He has humor. I'm going to let y'all know that. Straight up from the floor up. He has humor. You know why? He know I ain't got sense. So if he know I ain't got no sense, he got to have something with me. You see? Because I'm forever running back to the beginning. And I ain't talking about on the heavens and earth. I go back to the beginning. Something happened. I haven't been warned. Wait a minute. What? Father, what happened? He said, think. But you didn't give me the warning. You didn't show me ahead of time. Think. And I'm sitting here thinking, can't come up with it. Can't come up with it. Can't remember it. He said, don't you remember last week when you saw this? When that's what it is, from what you saw did. Just letting you know. So, because sometimes I'll be saying how I ain't got no sense. I really don't, because he has never failed. If something come up on me, say for instance, let's say an example. If someone, if I go out and get in that car and have an accident, okay, that accident will reach me before it happened, okay? But the way he does it is he'll show me things that's happening that is connecting me to me getting ready to have an accident. And every time, if I had an accident, I think back to what he showed me, and then I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have to do that. He don't owe me nothing. with that ground. Okay? He don't owe me nothing. You see? But the way he deals with me is beautiful. It's beautiful. That's why I know the way he deal with me is not just no basic something. Because I remember when he was saying in the wilderness, I said, oh, the wilderness. He said, yeah. You know what that is? I said, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, everybody that you really dealt with, they were pretty much in the wilderness. He said, yeah. And that's what I'm going to teach you from that level. So I appreciate him knowing already that this woman ain't got no sense, y'all. She ain't got none whatsoever. So I like the idea that he has that humor. He takes out that time. He do show me things. It used to be a time where he can show me when this here going to happen or this going to happen, and it happens like the next month. And then it got to the point where it was things he was showing me it was happening the next day. Then it got to the point where it was things that happened 6 months, maybe a year. And then it got to the point where when, okay, I don't look for the day, the hour, the week, or the month of when he give it to me, I take it and I just hold it dear and say, oh, Father, I pray all continue to go well, that you're in this and out of this. So whatever way you go, I'm in there with you and you're in there with me. And that's just it. We have to learn to just leave it, give it to him. You know what? This thing is not even working. It's not bringing your messages up at all. I cannot believe this. It's not bringing it up. You sure right. That is so true. That is so true. The way we speak to people. Oh, thank you. Yes, he do. He has some here. I'm telling y'all. Yes, he does. Really, he really does. He really does. He really do have humor. He really. Ugh. Boy, I'm telling you, once you get to when you know him, and no matter what goes on, and what I'm learning to be content with is no matter what happened, be content that he still had it in the hands. Why? Before the foundation of the world, he knew Deborah. So don't go acting like, oh. He have to tell me, Deborah, this need be. What's wrong? This need be. Deborah, in a sense that, look, ain't nothing going on that you can change. I've given you what you need. I've given you the spirit of fear. I've given you the spirit of faith. I've given you the spirit of endurance, the spirit of long suffering, and the spirit and truth. What more do you want, child? It ain't nothing I'm lacking. Ain't nothing. Nothing. Honestly. Today I wanted to cry so bad. And I remember what he told me about 40 years ago. You can cry all you want. Your tears is like icicles to me. And I remember clowning at the hotel. Oh, you had me to come down here with all these kids. You led me here, and that's why I'm here. He said, Deborah, stop. Your tears is like icicles. When he said that to me, I'm going to tell you, ladies, I don't woohoo in the face of the Most High Yah. I don't do it no more. That was 40 years ago. I don't. Because what he was saying is, your tears cannot move me. I know your heart, where it's at. Your tears don't move me. You see? So I'm like, thinking, what I was thinking is that I was so emotional. And I thought, okay, if I'm just crying and acting silly, that he's going to surely respond. He still didn't respond to me for 2 weeks. He still didn't respond. Might not be when you want it, but he's always on time. Hallelujah. Yes, hallelujah. All praise to the Most High Ahia. Just like that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Talk to him just like that. That's why I say I ain't got no sense, and he know I don't. So why he already know who we are. So why are we gonna be sitting up here trying to pretend to be something that we ain't? Clowning and carrying on. And he already know who you are. Do that make any sense? Yes, he does. And you know what else he loves? He loves to talk with us, but guess what else he loves? He loves us. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it when we turn to him for our decisions, for our his opinion regarding our decisions, regarding our opinion, or his opinion on everything we do. He loves that. He really loves that. Just imagine a man and his sons and his daughters come to him and said, Dad, what do you think about me joining the military? Dad, what do you think about me working a part-time job? You know what that would do to a man? A real man, y'all. I'm serious, a real man. That will melt his heart to know that his babies is coming to him with these questions to the point where he will be looking to hear from them regarding something. That really makes him feel good. So that's how it is with Ahia. He want us to check with him in the things we do, the things we want to do, the things we're thinking about doing. And even when we have to talk to somebody, what do you think? Should I go talk to them? Would you give me the words to say? Only you know what they need. I don't. When you just turn everything over to him, let him know that he's entitled to all that answer. That's how we should communicate with him anyway. Yep, that's it. Just and that's he and I learned that when I had Joseph. So Joseph is 28. I think Joseph is 28. So I learned that right when I had Joseph, um, that I needed to ask him his opinion and his decision on everything I do. Oh yeah. He delights in that because what you're saying, you want me to tell you what that's saying? That's saying, you know all things, Father. That's what Peter told him. Thou know all things. That's what Ezekiel told him when he asked him, can these dry bones live? Ezekiel said, Father, you know all things. In a sense, you asking me a question that you already know. You see? So he likes the idea that we turn to him because he knows all things. You see? And for us to turn to him, that's bringing our trust in what he has to say about what he already know. It's just so many things we just don't do that has really gotten us where we at today. And it has not changed. And I was shocked in the word when it says that we are worse than our forefathers. The forefathers were called stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. We're not talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They were never called that. David was not called that. Solomon was not called that. So we know that something took place with the other forefathers outside of them, that the Most High saw that they was stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. They are. And that was the 12 tribes. If y'all really want to tell the truth of the matter, and we run around here like we the angels from heaven, goody, 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 two shoes, and we just don't understand where we stand as stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. Those were the tribes, the 12 tribes. You sitting your butt on the corner with a stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient mindset, and you're displaying hatred and ugly words. You don't represent the most high or higher that way. He is humbled, quiet spoken, meek. You're supposed to be the light. When you stand on that corner, you can stand on that corner and not say one word. And if you're the light of the world, they're going to look at you proudly, won't go home. You don't have to say all these ugly statements and all these ugly words. Esau is the devil. 99.1 trillion of Europeans don't even know who Esau is. So a lot of times they just wasting all their energy portraying that they're worshiping a creator. And they don't even know, the heathens know you ain't worshiping nobody. Because they know that the creator put you here for a reason. And they knew it. They said, aren't you the children of the Most High? Weren't you on his land? Now, how did they know that? And we run around here trying to make them aware of who we are. You see how sick we are? We gone. We gone. We gone. We gone. I still cry too. It don't help though. Because I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry so much. I wanted to cry today, y'all. I wanted to cry so much today. So much was going wrong today. So much wasn't what I wanted to be. So much I felt hurt today. And you know what it was all about? I believe when it all was said and done, things wasn't going my way. And if things ain't going my way, then you know what? Everybody else's way is messed up from the floor. Because Sister Deborah is created to make a way for everybody's way that she's around. So I sat and I was wanting to cry because I thought about you always giving. You turn around and you would give your rent for somebody else, rent to be paid, and yours won't be paid. You won't buy food for you to eat, but you'll buy food for everybody, 2 and 3 people. You won't have gas because you're giving it to somebody else. And then you sitting at your house because you ain't got gas. I can't control it. I've tried. Been going on for too long. Coming home just thinking, if everybody would treat me like I treat them, this would be a better way. This would be a better world. I'm serious. But it's not like that. You are created to be a giver. See, there's 3 ways you can be created. You can be a giver, you can be a taker, or you can be a giver and a taker. Both of the taker and the giver and the taker are the worstest ones. But the giver, guess what? They always find room to give, even when they don't have. And I just thought, I said, shoot, how is it and why? And that's why I wanted to cry about. Why is it I keep giving? Why? Because greater is he that is in thee, that has given himself to you. So therefore, if he's a giver, then you are a giver. He gave everything that he has given. It's wrapped around, everything he has done is wrapped around give and gave. How you think the new Jerusalem's going to come? He's going to give it to you. How he going to give it to you? He's going to bring it down on the earth. You see? He's giving you something else for eternal life. He's going to give you a new Jerusalem. There you go again, giving something. So that's why I wanted to cry. Because I'm always giving till I can't give no more. Then I look for more to get, just to give. And I do that all the time. And I hate that I'm like that. I really hate that I'm like that. But it's like I can't control it. I really can't control it. And that's what made me want to cry. Even if you, so you're like that too, even when you without. I know that's right. Ain't no shame in it. Love helping people. Hmm. I've done it for years, you guys. I remember being a little bitty girl talking about how I'm going to save all of the homeless people, not the homeless, the yeah, the homeless and the children that were starving. I just knew I was going to do that until the Most High told me when I was a teenager, you can't do that. And he showed me in his word. He said it's going to be with you always. So I had to bag down. All praise to the Most High, higher. Yep. Yep. And then I think I be wanting them to feel the way I feel, and it's not there. I really do. I be wanting them to feel the way I feel, and it's not there. It's never gonna be there. Hmm. Oh, they give you stuff. That's sweet. That is sweet. And the thing about it, mine's give me stuff. Okay, but it's I guess if I hadn't given so much, it would feel like I'm receiving something. Let's put it like that. Hmm. Yep. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, my whole thing was going under the bridges and taking food and stuff under the bridges. I was out there at nighttime too. I even think about when I worked in the prison system, Maximum, Gumbo, and Annex, and how he had kept me all those years. Oh no, they can't. A taker would never know what it's like to the feeling of being a giver. They too busy taking. They too busy taking. Are you a giver too? All right, all right. So let me ask you something. Do anyone know what it is mean when it says the wealth of the riches is laid up for the righteous? Let's see who can come up with that. Who can tell me about that? You're not finna cut off on me. Who knows anything about that? The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Anyone know? The wealth of the riches are laid up for the righteous. Anyone know what that means? That's me. Go without. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I never had a problem with that either. That's because I guess who he is in me. What does it mean? The wealth of the riches, I think that's what it's been said, is laid up for the righteous. I guess we have to see that in spirit and truth. We can't see it as if it's really their riches. The richest thing one could have is the most high, a higher. So the wealth of the rich is laid up for the righteous. I don't know. Anybody got that one? The wealthy viewed as sinners. My riches and treasure is in the New Jerusalem. If it is his will to be with him, okay, then in this world, okay. What do you think he mean when he said the wealth of the rich is laid up for the righteous? Wow. Do you all understand? Let me ask you, do you know this here? Do you understand this? Everything was created for Yah purpose. So if there are poor and there are rich, would not they are created that one that are poor can cause, by them being poor, can cause the heart of those that are rich to change. That's deep, ain't it? I mean, really think about it. The heart of the poor can change the heart of the rich, meaning the rich is placed there to make a difference in the poor. And the poor is placed there to make the difference in the rich. So if one is poor and one is rich, they can help one another. But because of evil and wicked and the heaviness of evil and wicked, you would never see the wealthy, the rich helping the poor. Instead, they are setting up to destroy and to destroy the poor. And this is one reason why Babylon is coming down, is because of that same reason. A lot of us think that Babylon is coming down because we are here. No, every place have on the four corners is the tribe of the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, all over. So we have to look at Babylon being destroyed, because I believe Babylon is connected with the Roman Pope and the Roman, which exists back then in the biblical time. And I believe the Antichrist, the false prophets, and you know what's kind of strange about this? The Catholic is not connected to the fake Jews. I don't know. I wonder, are they? No. I don't think they have. Yeah, no, they have to. They might be working in together in this. And this is why we get confused and who's who and what's what. Those two powers could be working together, which no doubt about it, they are. I believe that Israel will also fall when Babylon falls. Oh yeah, without a doubt, they coming down. They going down. I believe the Roman Pope, the Roman Catholics, is all over the world. So that is the end the Antichrists are coming out of. They're all over the world. So when Babylon come down, the beast is still loose, which makes sense. It's not going to destroy the beasts and the false prophets, the false prophet and the beast and the Antichrist. It's not going to destroy them. It's just going to bring down Babylon. And they're going to be all in it. Everybody's going to be involved in bringing Babylon down. And what the people in Babylon don't understand, as well as the whole house of Israel, is they are getting together at the table, at the round table. They getting together to come up with a plan. No, they ain't coming up with no plan. Let me not say that. And I don't know why I'm saying that. The plan is already orchestrated. Uh, but I believe that they stay at the table agreeing to bring this land down. Mm-hmm. To bring this land down. Mm-hmm. And the only way that they could do that is something has to be going on in this country, that those that are plotting, I'm sitting here talking, they probably going to take this video down. I got to give you all, next time I get on another channel, okay? Because this one here, they're working on the whole smooth idea. We're going to be in here doing exactly what Ahia have already prophesied. He already done said it, but we just didn't listen. We still ain't listening to him. We ain't thinking about what he said. We ain't thinking about nothing y'all said and have said. But right here, he kind of gave us a little warning. He gave me a warning because I paid attention to this. And I asked him, wait a minute, what's this nation against nation? What is that? Nation against nation is people against their own people. Like we are, the tribe of Judah is, against their own people, destroying them. Oh, that is being fulfilled right here as I speak. Nation against nation. In Matthew 24 and 7. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famine, pestilence, earthquake in diverse places. This here place here is where it's all going to take place on this land. United States. Nation against nation is people against their own people. The heathen's going to be against theirs. We already against ours. We already done started. They are against theirs too. Don't get me wrong. We're just the ones they put on the media on the four corners because everybody got to hate us. You see, and if everybody on the four corners are hating us, then what's that saying? They stirring the pot so that those that are in the United States, okay, they're gonna come. They already got the eye. Everywhere I go, I can feel it, y'all. I can discern it. I can discern it. I can feel it. I can discern it. And I be saying to the Father, I said, how should I deal with this one? And then I be wanting to get nasty. I wanted to say something. I want to. And y'all said, no, don't. I told you, do not deal with people at their nakedness. Because I allow you to see their nakedness. You can't use their nakedness because you can see their nakedness. So you use it against them. I can't do it. He won't let me. But everywhere I go, I can discern it. It is a level of racist that has never been ever. And what we as a people keep forgetting, Yah has category this day to be like no other. So we can't go back and say, no, it's like in the days of slavery when they was hanging us and they was chasing us. No, baby. You wish you was back then in what you're going to see today, in this day. Because all the prophets, y'all, has prophesied about this day. All of them. Daniel, all of them. Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Solomon even had some things to say. Let me tell you, in Ecclesiastes, let me tell you, there's things, and they call it in that day, but nobody teaches it, no one says anything, and everything is going according to the way that it has been prophesied. We are destroying our own nation because in the center of us here, especially in the United States, is the judgment of the Most High Yah. Okay, and what we're doing, we're destroying one another in front of the heathens, in front of the Gentiles. And in the process of it, we're saying to them, yeah, we the children, but we're going to kill up, we're going to cut up, we're going to destroy our mother, we're going to destroy our father, we're going to kill our children, and we're going to destroy our women, we're going to destroy our men, and we're going to steal, kill. Let me tell you what I saw today on the news, y'all. They had a clip, and I pushed the button just to view what was going on. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I wouldn't advise not one European woman to get, nor a European man to get involved with none of us. I'm telling you all, we as a people is off the chain. Now, I'm not concerned about what they are. I already seen what he going to do to them. I'm talking about we as a people who are thinking we all that and somebody else is bothering us. We're bothering ourselves. And let me tell you what I saw. I sat there and it was about always lock your door because this is what's going on. And it's just was posted. Guess what it is, y'all? Black men are going up into white areas, checking to see if they lock their door so they can break in. And they got these cameras. Now, who collect all those videos of all different locations? Who could have done that? Think, y'all, think. Who could have collect, let's say, 15 views of different black men going to white people's houses, checking their front door, trying to get in? And they got them on camera. They got them on camera. They are destroyed, y'all. This is destroyed. And that's something neither one of y'all would ever want to own up to. But the truth be told, he said we're going to be destroyed. That's the end game of the curse, is to be destroyed. So what happened? I'm sitting there looking at it. And I said, Father, wait a minute, Father, I can see his eye. Wow, Father, he looks like he's crazy. He said he is. Out of two of them, when I was looking in their eyes, they were gone. They were gone. Up there at somebody's door, tampering with their front door, trying to see if they left it locked. Then they get their boxes that they left on the side of the porch. And then they keep checking the door and checking the window at the front door. And they got them on video, showing it all around the world. You see? You see what I'm saying? They showing all our young teenage girls, 25 and under, being murdered by their boyfriend, by their husband, by their fiance, by their brother, by their dad, by their uncle. And I'm like saying, they got all this stuff on video. And I'm like saying, they just putting it all on the media, all over the four corners of the world. They're dispersing these things. Because I said, why would they, and who is videoing these men and got enough to have 15 clips of different men, black men. And you should see how these black men going to the front door. You can tell they gone. They gone. So when I saw it, instant, I realized what y'all was saying. He's showing me an example. Deborah, look at the date. I see it's today. It's updated. Okay? Now you see the black men mindset. They out of their own territory over in the white people's area, trying to break in. Pants falling, can't walk. walking up with hats all the way down to their head, all the way down, looking crazy, acting crazy. What is going on? They got them on that weed that also have some chemicals in it to destroy their brain cells. I mean, to the point where it's not brain cells, it's like almost like the zombies, a mindset is what they trying to take them over into. Okay. And it's working successfully. And then I'm sitting here saying, this mother was found 2 hours ago. This mother was found 3 hours ago. This mother was found a day ago. This grandmother was found 4 days ago. This grandfather was found 5 days ago. And I'm looking at all this. I said, what did they? Son, brother, husband, killing them. And they putting it on the four corners, y'all, so that we that are elect of the Most High Yah shall be hated for his name's sake. Now, what the whole house of Israel don't understand, you're not being hated for his name's sake. The elects are being hated because what you're doing is the consequences behind what you're doing is you're going to be destroyed. But the elects is going to have a hard time. And that's going back to me. I went into Home Depot. What's that? Home Depot to make some copies. And this white lady, she looked at me and she had to have been something like 35. And she was really, and she didn't even understand. I was discerning her spirit. I was discerning her spirit. Until she heard me speak, then she buckled down and began to be polite. You see? But I am telling you, and the reason why Sister Deborah can say something about it, I'm going to be honest with y'all. The reason why I can say something about it, because y'all has had a hedge around me, and they never gave me any problem. They always respected me. But now, that's out of the question. It's no more, that stuff is no more existent. It's time to discern, use the spiritual gifts in which he has given us. It's time to discern exactly what you're in the midst of. And it's all on the four corners. They're putting it all over. And I said, Father, why is it people been on this YouTube and Facebook and haven't figured out that they are in a little black box? That's sad. The people that's on here getting all these subscribers and these likes, you can tell they only about their subscribers and likes and getting praise for themselves, because they could care less about all these issues that is taking place. It's all there online. It's all they're showing you every hour on the hour. These things are happening and no one's saying a word. It's all about getting my subscribers and my likes and getting to be praised. No one is saying anything. So I said, so Father, this is what they're going to be really hating. He said, yes, it's really, that's why he asked me yesterday, Deborah, you're saying they putting them up on the four corners of the media. And he said, are they doing it? And I was like, Father, you asked that question. Are they doing it? Meaning what you see, are they doing these things in which they are putting on the four corners? And I had to say, yay, Father, they are. He said, well, it needs to be put up, because it's not going to stop them. It's not going to stop them. That means it's coming to your house. It's coming to mine. It's coming to our children's school. It's coming to our stores. It's coming everywhere. Let me tell you something else I saw on the news. I don't know if you all saw this one, where the white lady was just driving and this black man out of nowhere got out of his car, went up to her front windows of her car and grabbed her wind wipers and broke them off And she called 911. And they kept hanging up on her. 911. And she just was so hurt that they didn't respond. But what this heathen don't understand, this Gentile white woman didn't understand, baby, this is the way the world gonna roll. Even you. It's gonna be times you're gonna be in great danger. No police gonna come. No 911 gonna answer it. This is the setup they got. This is all about the setup. And she's crying, trying to figure out, I was in so much danger. People around was asking him, what is he doing? He was trying to get to me. And the man was acting like he's gone. So if you run around here and keep thinking Sister Deborah is playing with y'all about our people is gone, you keep on walking around here thinking that. They sitting around here trying to figure out why are we cutting up to the floor up like this? I mean, our other people, us, because we denied Deuteronomy 28, the curse itself. We don't think nothing can happen to us because we think we the people, and we're allowing our own nation to cut up on our behalf to make us look bad, and we don't have a word to say. So I don't mean to hold you any longer. I went 2.5 hours. Did anyone want to ask a question before Sister Deborah turn in? Just looking for a hot mess. Yeah. And it can make you weary, not weary, but it can make you saddened to see it all. But I'll be wondering, why is it the Most High want me to see it? Because he wants me to always keep in mind this is the way it's going to be. And if as long as I know this is the way it's going to be, I can keep turning to him, you know. Because if the moment you think it's the storm has ceased and everything's goody, then you get relaxed. And he says, no time to be relaxed. These things were prophesied to be in this day. We run around here thinking everything peachy keen, everything's okay. He said, no, it's not. So, love you too. Appreciate you. And I, Sister Deborah, I will be back. And I would say you all have a wonderful night. And I guess I go to bed. I would like to say shalom and shalom. All praise to Ahaya, Ahaya, hallelujah. And I say unto you, shalom and shalom.